Hi, my name is Kate and I'm from the University of Minnesota Libraries, and I am here with Kat Nelsen. I'm going to ask Kat to introduce herself, and then the question, Kat, that I want you to answer is, what advice do you have for new graduate students about setting up a research and writing practice?
Thanks, Kate. Hello, everyone. My name is Kat Nelsen. And are you ready for this? I am the librarian for American Studies, American Indian Studies, Asian American Studies, Anthropology, and Sociology. So if those are the areas that you are interested in, I am your librarian. If those are not areas that you're interested in, there's another librarian on campus that is your librarian. So I guess the first thing that I just want to say is get to know your librarian, because especially for grad students, we can be super helpful and make your life a lot easier, and that all of that. Okay, so if you haven't scheduled an appointment to meet with your librarian, do it. Just send them an email, find out who it is, send them an email, and they would love to meet with you, just to meet and chat and start to get to know you, because over the next few years, we're probably, hopefully, going to be seeing quite a bit of you. Okay, so most important thing, well, maybe after all of that, second most important thing about setting up a research and writing practice, I think it is just making it as easy as possible for yourself. And that means, you know, if you're using Google Calendar, or if you're using like a planner where you have a pen and you write stuff on a piece of paper, to schedule time. So an hour or two each week that you are going to do reading and writing. And this is not generally tied to any specific class or course, but just to start to get to know the area that you're going to be working in and studying in. And then I would also, so once you have that time scheduled, you're going to want to be able to get down to business right away. So I think that it's useful to set up things like Google alerts for the areas that you're interested in, or journal alerts where you can get an email sent to you whenever a new issue of a journal in your area comes out, like a specific journal. You could also set up a folder in your email where you put, like, because people will start sending you articles and stuff like that too. So a place where you can put that, and then maybe it's just those emails, then it's just called readings or things I want to read, or whatever you want to call it. And then that way, when you have that time scheduled, all you have to do is go to that email folder and click on the links. You don't have to think a whole lot beyond that. And you could also set up like a Google folder too for things like when you're writing research papers, because you're going to be doing a bit of that, that you're going to find other things that are related that you're going to want to read, and you could just throw those right in that folder. And there again, when it's your, Wednesday morning, or I don't want to say Saturday, when it's your Friday afternoon and it's your reading and writing time, that you can just go there and you have everything ready to go. So it's just less work. You don't have to think so much about it. Sort of like trying to get into an exercise routine, right? If you have things planned out and you know what's going to happen, it's a lot easier to follow through. And I think that reading and writing, when you're starting out especially, it's really good practice to get into. I think that's it that I had to say about that.
Great. Well, what other advice do you have, again, for new graduate students when you meet with them, or things that you wish you had known before?
I think that just having patience with yourself, understanding and knowing that you don't have to know everything right now. Like, you are here to learn more, and that all of this is a process. And it's not an easy process for anyone, but when you're done, you are on your way to becoming an expert on this topic and in this field. And so, just make sure you take some time to acknowledge that and acknowledge the steps along the way that you're taking and the challenges that you're overcoming and all of that, which isn't really library advice, but I thought it was very helpful when I was in grad school. So.
All right, one final question, Kat. Briefly, what is it like? What's a consultation like? If somebody sets up a consultation with you, a graduate student, briefly describe how that goes.
Well, it's really easy. I mean, you maybe would send an email to your librarian. So like if I get an email from a grad student saying, hey, I'd like to meet with you. Sometimes there's a very specific thing that you would want to meet with me about, and you would include some information in your email about that. It may just be, I'd like to get to know you and get some ideas of, how you might be able to help me in the future. And then we would meet. Like there would just be a meeting, and we would talk, we would chat. You would ask questions, I would ask questions, we would get to know each other, because really this whole working with your librarian is just like any other relationship that you're going to have in grad school with the people that work at the school, so we would work on building that relationship. It is painless. We try to make it painless. A lot of times, like if it's virtual, I would share my screen, or if you would prefer, you would share your screen, and we would go to the library's website, or we'd go to Google Scholar, or wherever we need to go, and take a journey together. And yeah, it's like my favorite part of my job. So don't hesitate to contact your librarian, because otherwise we're just like sitting at home and with our pets.
All right, thank you so much, Kat.